And I said, good afternoon, and we went in the door. When we went inside of the door, he locked the door. And that made me kind of pause a little bit. I was like, well, but then I thought to myself, oh, Kingston, you know them still pure criminal.
Right.
Pure criminal. So he locked the door and then he started to show me around. Girl, when we reach the bedroom, is a full on assault. Full assault. When I see this man speaking up, and when I see Jamaica big him up sometimes and they act like he's such an upstanding citizen, oh, he's a Christian man, he's a nice guy, I go bonkers. Because you see, no matter what nobody tells me, I know my experience. I was there, he was there, he knows my experience. We know what happened. Child, me defend myself. I was about 95 pounds. It's a big diesel man. Thick, so it's a muscle, nobody fat. And when him start beat me decide, all right, all right, enough. You know, people outside the door. You see me scream and ball for rape and me no hear nobody answer. Me just stop. Because what me I do, wait until when he kill me, me I get real licks. So me stop fight. Me stop fight. And that continued for hours. For hours. I was locked inside of his new place that he was moving into. And just violated for hours. And when me done, put me in a shower himself and bathe me. No evidence, no left. Me get a proper scrub. Me get a proper scrub.
Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kaya, one out of I.S.U.P.K, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General Yahanna, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say, Ya Awa Basham Yawashai Brakatam to my brothers. Ya Awa Shamar Ailatan Basham Yawashai to my sisters. And condolence to the sister, Tanya Stevens, you understand? For this ordeal that she went through, you understand? And, you know what I mean, this is something that needs to be addressed, you know what I mean, from rape to pedophilia, you know what I mean, within the Israelite community, not just here in Jamaica, but the focus is here, you know what I mean, now in Jamaica, you understand? But this is a virus, you understand? Has been a pandemic throughout our society, you know what I mean, from the inception, you understand? And this is not COVID, but it's a virus nonetheless. And a vaccine can't help this virus. You know what I mean? You know how to help this virus? We come into the last statutes and commandments at the Most High, which are written off in the Bible. We need to come to the teaching of the Bible and not the Christian church. We need to come out of the Christian church because things like this happen more in the Christian church, you know what I mean, than out in the world. You understand me? And then people associate the Christian church with the Bible. But we say, let us come to the Bible, man. See what the Bible really say. You understand? All right, watch this now. We are going to jump to a scripture, see? And this is the book of Deuteronomy. And this is what's supposed to happen to a rapist. You get what I say? Well, we don't condone any violence towards anybody, you know what I mean? But when we had our kingdom in Jerusalem, this would have been the penalty for a man who raped a young woman like what happened to Tanya Stephen. You understand? Now, this is it. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay with her, and Slakia. Let me start at verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy 22 and 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, like what happened to Tanya Stephen right here, right? The person who she's speaking about invited her, you know what I mean, to his home, you know what I mean? He locked the doors, right? Continue reading. And lie with her, it says, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. So you see the penalty here is death. You know what I mean? The penalty here for rape is, you know, you understand? So the Bible give you clear this instruction on how to deal with these matters. That's why we say we need to come back to these last statutes and commandments in the Bible, report, the matter to the police, because based upon her information that she received, that there was many rapists and many condoners of rapists in the police force and within the judiciary system and everything. So she was afraid even more to even go and report it. You understand? But had Jamaica been operating under the last statutes and commandments of the Most High, you understand? Then, she wouldn't have to be afraid. And I say this now, see? It is important that when, a young girl is being raped, that she cry out. And that is what the Bible said to do. You understand? That she should cry out. You understand? So I know Tanya Stephen said she cry out, but nobody never seemed to be, heeding to her cries. You understand? Because she said people were outside the door and nobody seemed to care. You understand? So she stopped crying. But it happened a second time, which in a next video, with this time it was multiple men and she didn't even bother to cry out. But it is important that you cry out, because even if you didn't, cry out the first time, the second time it happened, cry out, maybe somebody could have hear you and say, oh, something wrong, I go and write us and come save you. See? All right, this is the reason why. You see how you come out right and want to talk, and nobody no seem to want to believe you. They might tell you call name, they might tell you do this, because they might say, yo, it happened for so long, why you come out now? Which we see videos where, previous years ago, you talk about it, but this is the reason why, and this is the reason why it must not be, downplayed and forget about. You must constantly push it until, the predator is brought to justice. So that one, nobody can say a lie you tell, and two, another person who might encounter this individual knows, have information enough to know that they should not be found left alone with this person. You understand? So that is why it is important. So, you can't imagine where a young sister would have been going through something like this, right? But we see Tanya Stephen have strength and she fight it. You understand? And she's showing courage. But there are sisters out there who might not have the strength and the courage that Tanya Stephen have. You see what I say? So it is important to fight it in the initial. Of course, nobody not teach Tanya Stephen say, yo, here what, you need to press it, because she herself say, yo, our family is so judgmental. You understand? So she even afraid to go to her mother and her sister about it. You understand? And this is a trend within our society where the parents tend to don't believe or, put the blame on the victim. You understand? Which makes our young ladies and even our young men who go through these things, these atrocities, afraid to come out and talk. You understand? So we need to break that culture of, defending the predator and blaming the victim. And parents need to come back to the thing where, you need to educate your children and the dangers that, awaits. And the only way to make them aware is to be teaching them the scriptures, which we teach in the I.S.U.P.K and the Command in General, Your Honor. And we don't want nobody associate the scripture with the Christian church anymore, because here the Bible, but we know that there be a rapist in the Christian church. So at time for we separate the Bible and the Christian church and come to the Bible, the teaching of the Bible. What we should do, is this. Because Tanya Stephen said this is a man that is a Christian man, right? And this is common with with Christian people. You understand? What we have to start to know is read the Bible for ourselves and use it, judge the character of the people, the people who claim they live by the Bible, which is the Christians, or the pastor, the Christian church, Christianity upon a whole. You understand? Because You know what I mean? We don't see where the pastor read this in the church when he's molesting your young girls or your young boys, that a rapist should be put to death. You understand? We don't see that. So it's time we come to the Bible, come to the full understanding of the Bible, so that we can judge or properly judge the people them who claim them live by the Bible. You understand? And inform our young girls, you know what I mean, our young boys that, you know what I mean, when these things happen, you must cry out. You know what I mean? Cry out. And while crying out, if you don't get your justice, continue to cry out until you get your justice. So that when years pass, nobody can say a lie you did tell. And so that you can, you know what I mean, make others aware to stay away from this predator. You get what I say? Yeah, man. So, you know what I mean? Condolences to Tanya Stevens. There's many more Tanya Stevens out there. You understand? Yeah, man. And another thing about this, Zane, and we as men in the society, we must be moral. You know what I mean? Have morality in how we conduct ourselves. Because this can cause mistrust between, you know what I mean, our women growing up, even the young boys, them as me say, a whole heap of, what do you call it now? A whole heap of dark secrets, you know what I mean, here in Jamaica, you know, among the Benjamites, them, you know. You understand? Because of the culture of, you know what I mean, lustfulness and all them things there, you know. See, we have to come to, we as the men, we are the protectors. See, we need to come to the understanding of the scriptures and know, say, yo, here we are going. We must protect our young girls, our young boys, you know what I mean? And we are the protector of our society. So what may I say? So we have to have that moral compass which come from the Bible, so that, you know what I mean, the trust is there between, you know what I mean, our women and us, as they know us as protectors and not as, you know what I mean, predators that will violate them, you know what I mean, when they are young or whenever. You get what me I say? That we know, see, forces external to us can't come and separate us further. You know what I mean? Because what go on right now, you know, you have forces and organization like the LGBT and them, you know, which seize upon this opportunity, right? Our opportunities like this, where young girls are molested, then say what go on. You know what I mean? It is okay for you to live this lifestyle, you know what I mean? And that lifestyle, you know what I mean? Which further destroys us. You get what me I say? So it is important that we as the men, you know what I mean, we need to come to the understanding of these scripture. You know what I mean? Come to the ISUPK and a commanding general and learn these scriptures. You understand? So that we can teach it to our children, you know what I mean? So that we can protect them according to the scripture, according to the ISUPK. You understand? So that we can protect them according to the scripture, according to the ISUPK. You know what I say? Yeah, man. So that external forces can, you know what I mean, further separate and segregate our women, our children, you know what I mean, into different groups, you know what I mean, which, you know what I mean, disunify us as a nation and further destroy us. You understand? So me never did I go play too much of the tape, but just the important part she that describe what she go through, you know what I mean, and that is very, you know what I mean, condolences to the sister again, you know what I mean, that is very, you know what I mean, you can't imagine what she go through, but you know what I mean, remember to like the video, you know what I mean, we keep classes, you understand, on Sunday and Wednesday, Sunday at 3 p.m., you understand, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m., where we can come in and learn on the culture, because part of the problem why we as a people, you know what I mean, we go through these things is because we don't know our heritage. You understand? We learn the oppressor's way. You understand? And we live life through the eyes and the mind of the oppressor. Therefore, we do evil to our sisters and our brothers and to each other. You understand? So remember, leave in the comments, section. You know what I mean? Tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Remember to pay on the tithes. On a blessed day. When you see what ISUPK and a commanding general, Your Honor, do with your tithes money. We feed black people. And with that,